We are reaching you from Cheside's office. It's a bit rough, but that's how we roll. So, what I want to talk about is the first E4 Geenius Championship. I played in it in April 12 last month, April 12 to 16th, I think. So it was a very interesting tournament, and the initial rounds I was meeting lower rated players than myself, and I was doing well. But when I started meeting higher rated players than myself, it started getting tough. Even though I picked some good points against, some rating against higher rated players, but it was not easy. So in the first round, I met Sheyi Ajinoku, and he made a mistake that allowed me to sacrifice my knight on d4, which won the game. And the second round, I met Ishola Abiola, who is rated 1857, but seems to be expected to be much higher rated than that because of his experience. But he didn't play well, and he allowed me to be a piece up, and I won the game. Then I now met Mafoiton Oladipupo, who played well, but the one notable thing about that game was that I played an opening in which I don't usually play, E5. I don't usually play E5, and I played it in that game, and it was unusual for me, but it didn't give me too much, I didn't have too much problems, and I won the game. So, but against Abdurrahman Abdurrahim in round 4, it was much more, it was something else. Abdurrahman Abdurrahim played a tricky opening, and he was supposed to be very inferior, but he held on. And just at the moment in which I was breaking through to win, I made a mistake and allowed a combination which resulted in a dead equal position. So he had a perpetual check against me, and game was drawn. I was checking unstoppable mates, and I had perpetual check, and game was drawn. So the next game was very painful for me. It was against Dakwaju, and that game I played well for some time, but the position was unusual. So I was spending a lot of time on the clock because the position was unusual to me. I was not used to that position. I was spending a lot of time on the clock trying to understand the position, and then I solved a lot of problems. But towards the end, I missed the rook sacrifice on my bishop, which ended up winning the game for that. But he actually mated me in that game. It was painful. So I was so frustrated at that time because one of the things that even frustrated me for that was that I couldn't even get a prize after. I could get a prize even if I won the last round game after that game, but it was going to be like 3,000 naira, which was not motivating. So I was not prepared to play the last round game. But of course, duty is bound. You have to play your last round game. So I was thinking, I don't know if I had a draw to my opponent, which he refused. So I was thinking of just wrapping up the game quickly. So once I just got an advantage against him, that was large enough to convince him that he can't do but accept my terms. He accepted the draw, and we ended up. One good thing about me in that tournament was that I did not deal, which is something that is very important for our chess. We should stop dealing. So I didn't do that. I contributed to the people that don't deal in Nigerian chess. So we will go through the games in the video and enjoy them. Thank you.
The game I'm about to show is between myself as Black, Ogunwobi Tolulope, against Ajanoku Sheyi, who was White. This game was the round 1 game I played at E4 Geenius Championship, first E4 Geenius Championship, on 12th of April 2019 at Car Wash, Idimu, Lagos. So the game was, there were many interesting points in the game. My opponent played something like the cold system, but he now made an unusual move, a3. He made an unusual move, a3 in move 5, a3. And that unusual move, normally they castle at that point. And when they castle as white, the game I saw that they castled, the white side even won the game, even though it's not a forced to in any way, because black and fight comfortably in that position. But he played 8-3, and it was he lost his opening advantage, but it was not the game was not lost for him. And subsequently, he continued struggling and playing well. But after he played B3 later down the line, then it was I sacrificed on D4, my knight on D4, and after that sacrifice, I was able to pick back my piece by forking the D3 bishop with the A1 rook, because his queen on D1 was covered by the D2 knight, by a knight on D2. So the D3 bishop was exposed to attack, and the A1 rook was exposed. So the game continued, and I made some pretty good moves. So it came up with an interesting knight C4. Knight C4. That knight C4 made the game very tactical. It was a sacrifice by him. Knight C4, sacrifice, made the game very tactical, but I controlled the game, and the checkmate was really pretty. I'd like you to see the checkmate. If you see the checkmate, you will learn a lot from seeing the checkmate, because you can repeat the checkmate in your own game. And many of the things that you see in this game, you can repeat it in your own game and win at chess by just going through this game. Let me now show you the game. This is not the move we played, sorry. Let me show you the game. That's not the move we played. This is the move that Sheyi Ajonaku played. He played D4 and knight F6. That was what I replied with. What we played was what you can call Queen's Pawn Indian, according to the software I'm using to analyze the game. The software called it Queen's Pawn Indian. So you played E3. This E3 move is not something that can lose the game for whites. It's very solid. So I played A6. I played very slowly, trying to go for something like the Indian structure, like they called it. So he played knight F3. This is still very good for him. After bishop D3, he can castle and then play C4 or C3, and that's a good game. Or even I play C5. Now I'm trying to challenge the center and fight for my own share of the center and give myself freedom on the C file, so I can have more space to put my pieces, so I won't be cramped. Play bishop D3, and I play bishop E7. So this A3 is his novelty. A3 in this position is a novelty, at least according to the database. Maybe it's not a novelty in casual play, but according to the database that I'm using, which contains over 6 million games, this is a novelty. So he's the first person to be creative, but it's an inferior move. He's not losing. Maybe he's trying to confuse me. And I played B6. I was actually a little bit worried that what's the best way of punishing this A3 move. But I felt that I had to stop him from taking control of C5, because after this A3 move, he could have played DC4, DC5, B4, C4, and with bishop on B2, it will take control of C5, of C5, yeah, with that B4. and you will have the long diagonal, and I'll be cramped. You will have space advantage on the queen side. But I played b6 trying to stop him from playing, so that if he plays dc5, I'll pick with my pawn. That way he won't have space advantage on the queen side. So he plays c3. Now this looks like cold, but the engine suggested, oh sorry, this is not, the engine suggested c4, and this is a, the engine said, wait, the engine said this move is better. That's what the engine said, after which I should just play d5. Now what I understand with this is that there's a fight for establishing a pawn center, while the continuation that he played, he has less pawn in the center in this continuation, but in the other one, both sides are fighting for having lots of pawn in the center. When he played c3, I played bishop b7, fighting for e4, and controlling the long diagonal. He played knight bd2. Now this knight bd2 is actually a good move, and his position is not lost. It's just that he's not having the kind of advantage he's supposed to have as white. The attack is supposed to have as white. 0-0, I castled. So I need to form a plan here in which I need to attack, because the initiative is with me. So I was planning to attack in the center by playing d5 and knight c6 and queen c7 and e5 and rook d8 and rook c8. Since that's my piece formation. So I couldn't have played, I didn't, even though the machine says I should just play d5 directly, and that would have given me a better play. But I was scared of bishop check. But now looking at it, if you play bishop check, it will be moving a bishop 2 times in the opening. So the machine said I should have played this d5, which, looking at it, is actually quite a good move, but maybe not much better than what I played, but a good move. Because if he plays bishop check, this bishop check, then I'll just play knight d7, and I'm very fine. And if he plays knight c5, his position is even getting worse than before, because I'll just castle. Understand? And while he was attacking, I was developing. So there was no need for me to be scared. Actually, I just played that, but I castled, and I just went for development instead of going for center and in that situation. But the difference in advantage, maybe my move was even better than the computer move, who knows, because chess is really complex. It's not all computer moves that the engine says is better than your move is really better than your move. Your moves can be better than the computer move, and the computer will be saying its own move. So you can't really trust the computer all the time. You castled here, then I now play the d5. So he played rook e1, and I played knight c6. I think here I made a mistake. I believe I should have gone for that. I don't think necessarily the knight has to be on knight c6. That's the right plan. I don't think it's the strongest plan, because this plan I just used is the plan of going for the center ball. By going for the center with the knight, I'm weakening the strength of the bishop on b7. I'm not using my pieces as harmoniously as possible. So the only thing about this knight c6 is that if he plays knight e5, then I'll capture. If he plays, what I mean is this: if he plays knight e5, I will capture like this, then he captures like this, and I go like this, and I have advantage. For instance, this pawn is going to fall. He goes like this, then I go like this, and I win the pawn. You understand? But that's one of the things I was looking at while I play knight c6. That I'll take control of e5 and he won't be able to sit on e5. Then, but I could have still achieved the same thing with knight d7. But even stronger than knight c6 is a plan I've seen somewhere else. That a grandmaster, a very strong chess player, I think it was Anatole Karpov, that played that plan. I should have played this c4. This is the move I should have played. When you will play bishop c2, and I'll play knight d7, which is of the knight c6. So my pieces will all be working together, and I'll just expand on the queen side with b7, a5, b4, and put pressure on b2 and c3 and a3. Maybe you can play queen e2, I play queen c7, play c4, pick this knight here, and like this I have a slight advantage because he has played well. But the queen side, I'm the one that has the space advantage on the queen side, and his attack is going nowhere. So I have the advantage, even though he's not winning. But it's easier for me to play, and he's going to suffer. But let's go to the game. So in the game, I played knight c6. He played queen c2. So what I was scared of was e4. Like if he plays e4 here, for instance, if he plays e4 here, I would have to play cd4. Suppose I play nothing at all, I'll play cd4. No, if he plays e4, I'll play d4. Then he plays knight e4. Then I play cd4. Then he plays cd4. Then I play knight d4. Then he plays knight d4, and I play queen d4. So I'm a piece up. And if I'm not a piece up, I'll be a pawn up. So but the thing is that he's going to play knight f6 and pick the pawn on h7 with a check. Understand? So I tried to play h6, but it was not necessary. I should have just played the stronger plan, c4. That's what I should have played. I believe that's the real plan in this position. The real plan of this position is to expand on the queen side, and the game I saw that plan was Anatole Karpov game. So and the engine has been showing it in all the positions that this is the major plan of this position. Just expand on the queen side, expand on the queen side, expand on the queen side, lock the center, expand on the queen side. I'm sure that even in some variations, if white does not open up the center, black is going to even attack the king if black makes weaknesses on the king side. But really the main attack is the queen side attack for for black. So let's go to the game again. So I play knight c6, he played queen c2, I play a6, he played h3. This h3 is really a suspect move because there's no threat. Maybe he just felt I was playing a waiting move and he was trying to hatch too. So I played rook c8, which is not really the plan in the position. I've been saying the plan all along. The plan is rook c4, is c4, and he'll play bishop e2. They play queen d1, and that's not what you should have played. You should have, if you wanted to survive this position better, you should have tried to play something stronger like this e5, then I'll capture with the bishop so that the rook file will be open, because if I capture with the pawn, the rook file will be closed. Then he pushes the e4 pawn, and he has challenged, he has brought out his bishop on c1, has given a diagonal for his bishop on c1, and that h3 is now working because that bishop on c5 is not a threat on f2, and that h3 is now making sense. So you could have tried this kind of idea, and the a3 is even making sense because now the c3 pin is not a factor in the position, though I will have played d4 to try to weaken c3. I'll have played d4, and like this is almost equal for both sides, but it's advantage black. So I played queen c7 after queen d1. He played queen d1, I played queen c7. But I should have still gone for that plan all along in the position, the c4 plan. I should have gone for that c4 plan. That's the main plan in the position. But when I played queen c7, I was very fortunate that he made the weakening moves, b3. He didn't see the sacrifice. So he made the queen c7 move a brilliant move, which is not necessarily a brilliant move, considering that the real plan in position was the queen side attack. Well, eventually I attacked on the queen side with pieces instead of with pawns initially. So I just played this sacrifice, and this is what I told you in the opening. d3 bishop and the a1 rook were fought. So he played bishop b2. Nice idea. So that after if queen takes b2, then he saves his light square bishop. I picked the light square bishop, realizing that that's the more powerful piece. So he had to go to the end game, and I was happy to join him there. And he wants to remove my rook from the 7th. Now there's no way I was going to exchange that rook, because that rook is not well placed, because my knight is coming to e4 to attack it. So I go back, and now I can't stop my knight from going to e4, and now my knight should go to e4 with tempo. So he thinks that going to e5 will compensate, but going to e4 with tempo is even stronger than is for me than for him. So he does that. Then I attack the knight on e3. Now I'm threatening all sorts, because knight g3 is a threat. Is knight g3 a threat? It's not a threat, but knight f2 is not even a threat. What the main threat now is bishop a6. That's the main threat, bishop a6. If there's bishop a6, he has no square for his rook on the 7th. For bishop a6, you can just play rook e1, then I now enter with rook c2. That way I will have my rook back on the 7th rank, rather than without it. Big mistake. bishop a6, and this is where he made interesting sacrifice. If I pick the knight with a pawn, my knight on e4 will be hanging. I could have done that, but I'm just a pawn up. I needed to. I wanted to pick the piece instead than just be a pawn up. And now the piece is mine. But he wants to pick my piece. So I checked in. He blocked. I checked. I picked this knight. And if he picks with any other thing apart from pawn, I'll pick his knight with my pawn. But he picks with a pawn attacking my knight, and I have to move away my knights. And the best square for that, if I go to d7, for instance, if I go to d7 with my knights, let me show you what will happen. If I go to d7 with my knights, I think you can see what will happen. If I go to d7 with my knights, if I had gone to d7 with my knight, do you see what it will do? And I will lose the piece I want to pick. It will just play a rook here, and if I yeah, I could have gone to d7 with my knight. So what would he do? If I had gone to d7 with my knight, what will he do? I could have gone to d7 with my knight. So that was an option for me, really. Is it? It was an option for me. It was a good move. But what I did was, after this, I went to h7. Then he played this, and I captured the piece. He captured, I captured. He pushed the a4 pawn. I now blocked the rook fire. So I missed that. I could have gone to d7 with my knight. Bishop here, knight here. Now he's playing badly. I should have gone to this 8th rank with my rook. But if I had gone to the 8th rank with my rook, he would have moved this rook on. If I played this, he would have played this. Then I will have to play this. Then he will play this, which is winning for me. This is winning for me, but I chose something else. This is what I played. When he played this, I attacked his rook because I felt simplification was going to improve my position, and he defended this rook. I captured, he captured, and now he can't defend the 8th rank. I think this is stronger than the other plan of taking the rook down straight. So he pushed this pawn, trying to stop the mate, and attacked that pawn, trying to pick it, and he defended with an attack. I gave him a check. He moved up. I gave him a check. He moved sideways. I gave him a check. He moved up. Gave him a check with the pawn. He captured, he captured. Now I'm threatening pawn push mate, right? So he tried to defend. I pushed, check. So I could have picked the bishop here, but I saw this beautiful mate, which is one of the reasons why you need to see this game. And he resigned. Do you see? Let me show you what will have happened. What will have happened if I won't even show you the mate? You have to find it yourself. Now, if he captured this knight, which he didn't capture. If you capture this knight, what is the mate? It's for you to find out. So this is the game I played, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
My second game at E4 Geenius was against Oluishola Abiola. Oluishola Abiola is rated around 1857 or something like that. It's rated around 1857, and then yeah. So, but he's an experienced player, someone who I've been playing for a long time, and one feels that his strength is more than that rating. So when I'm playing against him, I feel as if I'm being cheated by the pairing, that he will play much more than the strength of 1857. But let's see how the game went. So in the game, I was white. I played E4. He played C5. Then I played knight F3. He played knight C6. I played bishop B5. I saw this line. I was attracted to this line by a game that Vishiana played against Boris Gelfand in his World Championship match. So it's normally I would have played. I would have gone for D4 Sveshnikov before, but that game that Boris Gelfand Vishiana played against Boris Gelfand made me feel this was the stronger line. So he played Queen C7. I castle. No, I brought on the knight, not trying to attack the queen. He defended. I castled. So he attacks my bishop, trying to gain advantage of two bishops. So I pick, gaining tempo in development. Now he could have picked with two different options. He picked with this pawn. He could have picked with the queen, when the variation would have been something like D4, CD4, knight D4, and like this, my gain in development is increasing, but he's solid. He has no weaknesses, so he has no weaknesses, and now he's about to get a weakness, but I just sidestep and it comes like this. So the game will have been balanced like this, and but I like both sides like this. Though I'm usually on the white side of this structure. But there was another option you could have taken. You could have captured with the B pawn. When the play would have developed again like something like this. In this variation, you will have more pawns in the center. You will have more pawns in the center, while I will have more pieces in the center. So I'm threatening rook D1, rook A D1 in this variation. But he captured with the D pawn. So I used that opportunity to try to bind the screen side. A4. That's what I usually do. So this is the white bishop, and I try to limit its influence, which later became a target. This my H3 later became a target for him on the king side. I don't know, this opening is not really very clear cut for me. But this is how I play it. So he plays bishop e7. I don't think this is a good move. I play a5. Continue to bind the queen side. And he plays g5.
Everybody says I should play. Uh, Everybody says I should play knight a4. I mean, all the engines, not every human being. All the engines say I should play knight a4 when you capture the pawn, and this one will be hanging. Then it goes back and have a lot of different options like knight f3 or knight. What do I do here, self? I think I should just this position. There's knight sack on f7. I think in this position I should just play f4. When the knight sack on f7 is a serious threat. f4. I just play f4. The knight sack on f7 is a serious threat. G f4, queen. I can actually play the knight sack on f7. Or I can just play queen h5. Queen h5. Then he plays bishop e6. Or gf4. gf4, d4. Threatening to capture back my pawn. That's it. Or knight f7. Anyway, let's go to the real game. In the real game, when he played g5, I was scared. So I played king h1. And this resulted in an equal position. But he made a mistake. He should have played g4 when he would have gotten, after this c4, would have gotten pressure against my king. And something like this. Would have gotten pressure against my king. Down the h file and the g file. But he didn't play that. He played h5, allowing me to set up a defense and gain advantage. So like this, I gained advantage. So after bishop e6, it's not f4 I played bishop e3. I felt this was stronger. I was planning to play knight a4. But when he played knight f6, I realized I could put pressure on the f file. I think he's really an 1857 player. You see what he played. This move is really a very bad move. So he must really be an 1857 player. Because all along I've been playing well until this move. Now he has no hope in the game. And I started to play very badly. I brought the queen here. Let's go back to the position and see what he should have played. When I played this, he should have played. No, he shouldn't have played this. He should have played queen back. I play queen back when I should play queen this, and when he plays this, I mean the knight is this. And we'll have had this kind of position in which it will not be lost. But what he played was bad, so this is a piece down and the game is lost. So let's see the beautiful way in which I ended the game. He didn't accept the queen exchange. Now I was threatening some things there. You see my threat? My threat is knight check or drive. I was planning to attack the queen, and if it goes to d8, I give him knight check, checkmate, or the queen will have to beat the knight. when he can't stop the mate on c7, well, maybe he can stop it, but his position is lost. And if he goes to d7, knight fork, so he saw that, so he moved his king. That will put pressure on f6. I chased the queen. Should have gone to d7, but he went to b4. If you had gone to d7, I would have played knight b6. Let me show you by moving the pieces. If you had gone to d7, I would have played knight b6, and it would have gone here, and I would have played this. So it will capture like this, and I will have simplified the game this way, and it could have, like this is going to lead to exchange of pawns, but it could have played something like this, and this is a very good one for him, but this is a very good one for him. This is a good one for him. I think I will try to reduce his pressure, so this is strength on the G file, and like this he will have problems. Best thing he can do is root 6 this, and if he does this, I'll go here, and so he has nothing. He has nothing. Maybe he has nothing. So like this, I will have won. Maybe you should just do this. You should just do this, and I will capture this. And he has to capture like this, and then the piece will tell. The piece up will tell. We'll check. We'll check. Can't survive this. Can't survive this. So let's go back to the game. So in the game, after this, the queen, the king shifted, knight takes, queen move. I checked him with the king. Now he can't go back to c8. That would be mate. He moved. I sacked my rook. He captured. I captured check. He moved here, and I dropped. I checked again. He moved here, and I brought in the knight. I think what he should play in this situation is he should play rook g7, but he played rook h7. He should have played. He should have played. So I played this, and he resigned. But he should have played rook g7, and then it would have been stronger. But it's still bad because the computer actually showed this, but that's not what I would have played. I would have gone for the simpler but less powerful. Then you will now move to this square. Yes. Then I'll capture this. And I've gone for this simpler move. This is simpler. And in this situation like this, I'm 2 knights up. Maybe capture this pawn, attacking this rook. Then I'll move the rook here, and he has my queen. Yepa. all that I've done. So if I had gone for this duration, I would have problems. So let's say he captures this, then what do I do? I have to think. Let me go for ideas. If you had done this, I will. If I play knight c8, it will come to d7. It will come to d7. It's better I lose the rook than I lose the queen. It's better I lose the rook than I lose the queen. So it's where I play this and you play this. This way I'm not going to, I don't play check this, and I'm still in the game. I'm still in the game. So what if he continues with this? Man, I'm not in the game. So I shouldn't have gone for this line. I shouldn't have gone for this line. So when he played this, I should have gone for a line like this, what the computer suggested. So the line I was planning to play was not a good line. You should have played that rook g7 and it would have given me problems. But I should have played the computer line. Queen g7, when we'll play queen, king f7, then I put in my rook and he plays this, and there's no way to mate him except perpetual check now. Now I bring in the knight and it's in real trouble. It's in real trouble. There's no way you can stop the mate, because now I'm threatening point check, and rook mate. Threatening rook check, point takes mate. So for instance now, if he plays this, trying to stop so I just play this point check and he plays this and then this. So like this, he has to go here. He has to go here. How do I meet him? How do I meet? I think this will lead to mate. It comes like this, then I go like this, and then I check. This is like this, it loses all these pieces. He has to go here, then like this.
mate, check, and mate. So I should have gone for that queen e5 line instead of the line I was planning to play in the game. So this is how the game went, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. I feel the recording of round one and round two has been too long. Each of them has been 20 minutes. So I want to keep this one short. So I'll show only the games without much analysis or much side variations of the game. I'll only make some commentaries on the game that we played. So, but basically, my opponent was Mafoiton Oladipupo, 1881 rating. You know, he was white. And the most notable thing about this game was that we came late. We both came late, but I came much later. I came 30 minutes late for the game. So I had only like 1 hour to play the game. And my opponent had already sat down and made his move, E4. So I think I panicked. I must have panicked because I was trying to be cool and just play something nice. And I panicked, and instead of playing my usual C5 and go for Sicilian, probably a dragon, you know, a Sicilian dragon. But I didn't cool down to play the Sicilian at the C5 move. I just played E5. Unfortunately, I've been analyzing E5. Maybe that's why my reflex went to E5. I've been analyzing E5 of recent. So I've done some analysis of E5. So in my just like reflex, it went to E5, even though that was not my preferred move. But so I had to play an opening that I don't usually play in tournaments. Let me show you the game. Okay, you can see that the E4 was Mafoiton's first move, and this is the E5 I played. That's one of the most notable moves. So I'm playing like with my left hand, you know, something I'm not used to. Knight F3, Knight C6. This is all standard chess. This is the Roy Lopez, and I choose to play the Berlin variation of the Roy Lopez. I can play many variations of the Roy Lopez, but I think I've been analyzing the Berlin for some time, so I chose to play the Berlin. And even though I was trying to win the game, but I felt and the Berlin is not something that usually wins games, but I felt, well, you may not handle it well. Let me just play the Berlin, and that's what I've been analyzing. So he played the D3 variation, which gave me more chances for a win. So Bishop C5, which is what I've analyzed in the past. Castled. This is based on my analysis. D6, and the E5 pawn is held. Now you can't pick the E5 pawn. This bishop G5 is not so strong because of H6, and you can't go, if it goes to bishop H4, then G5, and if it goes to G3, then knight H5, threatening to go to F4, knight F4, and then his position is his king side is under attack like this, but he was able to be wise enough to realize that his king side could be under attack, so played this. If it was the recent games that Kramnik have been playing, Kramnik might have played G5 in this position as black and gone for attacking the king, but you know, I had to play sensible, so I played bishop E6. So the machines we are saying I should play bishop E3. I should capture the pawn on E3, the queen, the knight, the bishop on E3. But
I play bishop b6, which is also a good move. Played h3. Now this is a novelty in the position according to the database I'm using. Normally they play bishop b6 in this position. I castled. Now I can't attack his king with my pawns, even though I've seen games in which Kramnik castles to the king side and still pawn storm with his with his king, exposing his king with the pawns in front of his king. Now, if my knight gets to the king side, I'll be able to attack him on the king side. Knight h4. I don't know whether he panicked with this move, but he should have played bishop b6 and wait, this is what he should have played. He should have played bishop b6 and he will have had a good position. Then continue with a3. Then continue with a3. But he didn't play that. He played knight h4. I played bishop. I developed instead. So the machines felt I should capture that I should have captured the pawn on e3, the bishop on e3. That would have been good for me. But I didn't want to open the f file. Now it has things like rook f6, even though it's not so strong. But the way machines play is different from the way we humans play. So I developed a piece instead. When he played knight h4, I developed a piece, bishop e6. I'm taking a piece to the edge of the board, I'm taking a piece to the center. It captures my active bishop. I open a file. Now I can win a pawn, but my bishop will be locked away. So like this now I can try to create tactics of in this position I should have captured the pawn and create tactics of pawn fork in some variations. Even though my knight on f6 will be hanging, maybe I'll move the knight to h7 and then the pawn fork variation will be possible. But I choose to blow open the center. Now I'm blowing open the center. So it worked out nicely, even though it's not the strongest variation. What should I have done? When I played c6, like this, d5. Well, he played the best moves. Now knight e4, e4, bishop e6, and I played an intermezzo. Some people feel I can't play tactics, but look at me playing intermezzo. Those people that feel I can't play tactics are wrong. And now I capture the bishop. So if he captures on e4, I will what do I do? If he captures the pawn on e4, should have captured the pawn on e4. But if he captures the pawn on e4, I'll capture on d4. I'll capture on on e5, and if he goes to d7 with the queen attacking my knight, I'll capture the pawn on e4 attacking his knight, and he captures my knight defending his knight. So if he goes to d7 with his queen attacking my knight and attacking the e6 pawn, you see. So I should have captured the pawn on e5. Okay, it won't be attacking the e6 pawn because my queen is on e5. So it's there attacking the. So I'll have to move the knight. No, I will. So if he goes to d7 attacking the knight, there's there are some moves, I'm sure. There's queen g5. There's queen g5. Queen g5 is not good. So there's queen. What do I do? Let me show you. Let me go for the line. If he captures to this pawn, what do I do? What does black do? I capture like this. Then it goes like this. So I will have to play this. Then he plays this. So what do I do like this? I will have to play this, and you'll play this, then this. We would have had compensations this way. Should have tried this, because even though it doesn't have advantage, we would have had compensation. So I'm having advantage like this. I'm having advantage like this. This is the variational I've gone for. But let's go to the game. So in the game, he didn't capture on e4. He played queen g4, which is actually, I don't know if it's a strong, because I now captured on e5, and it was forced to. This rook move capture cannot be good, because now I'm controlling the f file next king, and after this queen capture, which was forced, he loses a pawn. So you choose the inferior line. So it goes back to defend. I capture a pawn. I'm now threatening to go to e2 with the knight, but he's threatening to go to d7 with his rook. I'm threatening to go to e2 with my rook. So I stop him from going to d7. He stops me from going to e2. I stop his pawn from going to c4, chasing away my knight. He attacks my e6 pawn, which is already defended. I defend it again, so I can move my rook. He defends his knight. Now I should have just gone to e1 with my rook, but I'm trying to position my king to be powerful. So he moves his king, which is a good move. I'm trying to stop him. I'm trying to push e5, and when I play e5, then he won't have access to f5. That's what I was trying to do. So he pushes g3, which is a weakening move. Then I try to take advantage of the weaknesses he has created. He creates further weaknesses. I probe, he defends. I have to limit the activity of his knight. He moves his king. I'm trying to attack his king. He moves his king. What I was trying to do was preparing for a knight fork of the king and rook. But he moves the king, seeing it. I still continue with trying to simplify. I'm trying to simplify the position. That is rook. He moves the rook up. Make a weak move. I chase the king first, then attack the rook, trying to simplify. He stops it. I pin the knight. He moves his king up. I attack his rook. He can't go to e5 because if he goes to e5, I go to f6 with my king, and he has to go to e4 again. So it's pointless. I check his king. There's nothing he can do. All this is forced. So now he can't stop me from winning this game. Let's just see how the game was won. The game was won. I can't imagine somebody losing this game. But people do lose it. Nobody can lose it at this position anyway. Not at this position. But we're still playing on. I wonder why we continue playing at this stage. Most of the players in the... Let's see when he resigned. Then I played this and he resigned. Thank you very much. I'll try to make this recording faster than the last one. The last one I tried to make it faster than the previous ones, but it was still long. I'll try to stick to mainly the moves we made in the game. That way it will be much faster than doing side variation analysis. So this game was my round 4 game against the number 5 rated player in Nigeria. His name is Abdurrahman Abdurrahim Akintoye. They call him AAA. And I was white. He played black and he played his usual. He allowed the Roy Lopez and played some unusual variation of the Roy Lopez, the Bishop C5 Roy Lopez. Let's go to the game. So I played E4. He played E5. I played knight F3. He played knight C6. I played bishop B5, going for the Roy Lopez. Then he plays the bishop C5 line of the Roy Lopez. I castle. Now this is the strange move. Queen F6, but that's not strange, this is still a book line. And I'll play knight C3. I think this is the strongest line against this line. I just think so. It may not be, because there's also C3. There's also C3 in this line, but the queen will be active in the C3. Now this knight C3 is threatening knight D5, and normally he's supposed to play knight C7. And if he should play knight C7, I'll play knight D5 nevertheless, and that will give me tempo on the queen or tempo on the knight. So that way the It's either the E file opens and the knight moves, or he moves his queen. And he can't move his queen, in fact, because there's a threat of knight fork off rook and king on c7 when the knight goes to d5. So he has to play knight takes knight and pawn takes knight, and then he can either go to d4 or go to e7. Both squares will give me play no matter what he does. If he goes to d4, I'll capture the knight and chase his bishop with c3 and play maybe queen e7, queen e2, ball, or maybe play d4 first, then if he picks, then play rook e1, that way making his king to move at the cost of a pawn, which is playable. It will have been interesting. But he played queen d6 in this position, which is strange but not losing. Queen d6. Actually, the computer says I should play bishop c4 when I'm threatening knight b5. But he has two options. He can play bishop b6 after my bishop c4, or play a6. Bishop b6 is actually what Houdini says he should play. So I played d3, just developing. I normally develop when my opponents make the same move 2 times in the game. I normally develop. I just develop to counter it instead of looking for knockout punches. So I developed. It develops too. Now I'm trying to get my knight to a better square. If I get to f5, it's going to have problems. So he attacks my bishop. I move it. I wonder why that bishop attack was the best move. Was this the best move? I think he's just trying to find the diagonal for his bishop. Somewhere for his bishop to stay. So he's trying to find space for his white bishop to come out. Okay, that was why he played the a6. He was trying to put his light square bishop on the long diagonal. Okay, that's why I played a6. But none of the both ideas didn't work out. So I played c3, which is a good move, stopping him from having d4. Now he has brought out his bishop. Knight g3. I'm now threatening d4. This move is one of those moves I don't believe in. When you start moving your pieces so many times in the opening just to create weaknesses. So I made to sacrifice. Sacrifice squares by going to f5. So it goes back. The computer says he should play bishop e3. That he should play bishop e3. That he should play bishop e3. After f3, then he plays e4. This way, I think would have gotten an advantage. But he didn't do that. He went back. He went back with the knight from the inactive square as a human being. And I played this as a human being. The computer says I should play d4. And if it goes back, then I move the rook and it will castle. Well, and that this is a larger advantage than what I played. But I don't really understand it. So I played this. Now I'm having pressure on the e5 pawn. This is what I understand. f4. So this way I'm a pawn up now. I'm a pawn up. I think after it's h6, I should have played h3. That way, his combination will not have worked because when I played rook e7, you now had a combination in which I had to lose my queen. There's no way for the queen to go, so I had to pick, pick, and I still had to play the h3 at the end of the day. Yeah. You know, he can't pick f. I can't when I play h3, he can't pick f5 now because of bishop d3 in any variation. So he went for f4. So after queen takes f4, rook f5, and I'm about to start threatening mate on rook f8. He goes there. Now he's threatening to pick my bishop, but like this, the best he has is perpetual. So we agreed draw. Thank you very much. This is a shorter recording, thank God. My round 5 game was the game that destroyed my tournament. As at the 4th round, I had 3.5 out of 4. I was like second in the tournament, you know, in terms of points. But you know, as at round 5, I met IM Dakwadu and I lost to him. I was black in this game. And the game was really, I played well for a very long time until I started having problems in some positions and I started spending a lot of time, even though I managed to hold on. But when the position was just clearly even, I made a mistake allowing a rook sacrifice that turned out to be forcing unstoppable win for Dakwadu. He actually mated me in this game. The game is really painful, but let me show you the game. He played e4, I played c5, I c3. Now this is the close Sicilian. So this is what he played. This is what we both played. After playing f4, I played e5. You know, trying to give him weaknesses in the center. Yeah. Now I'm trying to play d5. He stops it. Knight e5. So the machine says that after this queen e2, that I should have played a6. That is stopping the knight from going to b5. I should have played a6. But this is what I played. I attacked the queen, though it didn't have much effect on the game, what I played. Then he played now brought out my queen, now brought out his queen. I had to go back because it was simply castle. It was simply castle like this, and there's no attack for me. So I had to go back to create an attack for myself, and defended the attack. So I castled. It's now still in the center. So like this, I was able to win a bishop like this. And at this point, I should have had a fairly comfortable game, but with the knight on d5, I couldn't survive. Now the rook goes to d5 and f5 is weak. My bishop on e7 is a weakness. Maybe I should have played bishop g5 here, but there is no anchor for my bishop on g5. So I tried to play rook c8, developing my rook. Play knight d4, play queen c3. And I'll pin the knight to the queen, unpinned. Now this is bishop capture, is a mistake. So after this, the game is completely equal. 0-0, completely equal. I'm even a pawn up. I should have just played queen b5. No, not at this stage. After this bishop here, rook 6, I should have just played queen b5. Queen b5, I'm threatening queen check on d3. If he plays rook f6, I'll play queen check on d3, then capture the rook. That way it doesn't have queen g6, queen g3 checkmate. Doesn't have that because the queen will capture the queen on g3. So I should have just played queen b5, but I played queen c7 because I didn't see that the sack was so powerful. So he sacrificed, and now I can't stop him from winning this game. He's threatening queen g4 checkmate. Maybe I should have played rook. I should have just gone for I should have gone for rook d8. Rook d8. I should have gone for rook d8 when there is no mate, but he has he has mate. He has queen h6. He has queen h6. Then if there's two against queen h6, he will play rook d1 check, king c2, then rook d2 check, then I'll play king d2, then queen d7 check, then knight d4, and white will be a knight up. But I didn't see that. I played h5 trying to stop the mate and thinking that I've survived. Simply played this and the mate is unstoppable. So I allowed him to mate, though I was trying to just beat the clock, and this is how he mated me. An unfortunate game. Thank you. So the game I'm about to show is my final round game, and it was against Fabayo Frederick. I was white, and as usual, I play E4. What I want to say about the game was that at this point in time, I was out of prize winning range. If I had 4.5 points, I would get like 3,000 naira, and I was not interested in that amount of money. I was not motivated by that amount of money, so I was just not interested in playing the game, and all I wanted was a draw. Of course, there was the opportunity of cheating by arranging results with Fabayo Fred, maybe giving him the point and letting him get first prize in under 2,000. But I wasn't interested in such unfair practice. So it's something that we should discourage in Nigerian chess. But let me show you the game. E4, he played French, and D4, and he played D5, C5. So this is how I play against this structure, and this is a very good way of playing against the structure, probably one of the best ways. But the thing is that because the knight is on D2 and is blocking the dark square bishop, white is having a very good game. He played a very good line against this my plan, because the basic thing about this plan is just rapid development by white, and it will match my rapid development with rapid development. This is knight f6 is very good because it was rapid development. So I was frustrated at this point that actually, even though I was tired of the game, I was still thinking that I should try and win him without much effort, without much stress. Even though I was tired, I was still trying to win or get something good in the game, and it wasn't working out the way he was playing very well, so one thing I thought was that maybe I can get advantage with an attack against him, but it's wrong way of playing chess. You should develop first before you start attacking, and he played a developing move instead. At this point I realized that I could even lose the game the way I was playing, so I had to try and survive. So I tried to limit the damage, and TOP makes a mistake. Now, already my calculation was going bad. I was thinking that pawn takes c5 was a good move. Imagine. Or, I mean, knight takes c5, imagine was a good move. If knight takes c5, bishop takes c5, pawn takes c5, queen takes e5. Okay, it was a good move, really. It was a good move. But the thing is that he castled, so it wasn't a good move. You know, so at this stage, I had to now play something. Okay, so if you are captured with the pawn, I'll have played knight takes c5, which is a bad move. The computer showed me later that pawn takes c5 was a good move, because after pawn takes c5, bishop takes e5, knight on e5, then f4, and the bishop will be, I'll win back the bishop. Well, he made a mistake, and it's now down by a piece in this duration. Though I didn't say how I could hold on to the piece, but there was a way I could hold on to the piece. And the way I could hold on to the piece was bishop bishop a4. That was where I could hold on to the piece. Bishop a4. Bishop a4. What did I do? Bishop a4, a6, c4, then dc4, knight d2, and the bishop has the a4 c2 diagonal to escape. That way I would have held onto the piece that way. But I didn't play that. I was just trying to win a lot of pawns. Like this, and materially up like this. So it's trying to restore the material balance, but I have the two bishops. He's in big trouble. So at this point I offered draw and he accepted. So I'm glad that this game was very short. I was tired already and there was nothing to fight. I was not motivated, and the game was trying to twist. I was already making mistakes in the opening, so I was already getting frustrated that I might even lose the game. I didn't want to lose the game, but I was not ready to fight. So I was really happy with a draw in this game. Maybe I have some problems with maybe I'm lazy or scared, a coward, but I don't lose much, which I like. Thank you.